The emergency session of the Galactic Council had been called within hours of the first sighting. High Chancellor Mordeth's crystalline form trembled as she reviewed the sensor data from the Outer Rim monitoring station. "Show them," she commanded, her voice barely above a whisper. The holographic display activated, revealing footage that made every representative in the chamber recoil in instinctive horror. A single ship hung in the void, but calling it a ship was like calling a hurricane weather. Estimated length: 400 kilometers, the intelligence officer reported, his multiple arms shaking as he operated the controls. Width: 120 kilometers. Height: 80 kilometers. Mass readings are inconceivable. Ambassador Velkar of the Serenity Union stared at the image with all 6 of his eyes. That's not a ship. That's a mobile planet. The vessel defied every principle of spacecraft design. Its hull was a nightmare of angular geometries and weapon emplacements that stretched beyond the horizon. Entire city-sized gun batteries dotted its surface like mechanical mountains. Engine arrays the size of space stations glowed with barely contained stellar fire. The energy signature, Dr. Zeftel reported, his scientific composure completely shattered, is equivalent to a small star. This single vessel generates more power than our entire home fleet combined. Impossible, breathed Counselor THYX Moore. No species could build something of that magnitude. The resources alone. The humans, Chancellor Mordeth interrupted quietly, call it the UES Leviathan. It's apparently one of 12 vessels in what they term their Titan-class fleet. The chamber fell into stunned silence. The implications were staggering. If this monstrosity was one of 12, humanity possessed more destructive capability than the rest of the galaxy combined. What is its purpose? Someone whispered from the back of the... As if summoned by the question, a transmission request appeared on the main screen. The image that materialized was almost anticlimactic. An ordinary-looking human woman in a simple naval uniform, sitting in what appeared to be a comfortable command chair. "Greetings," she said pleasantly. "I'm Admiral Sarah Chun of the UES Leviathan. We received your monitoring station's sensor pings and thought we should introduce ourselves properly." The massive viewports behind her showed the interior of the ship, revealing corridors wide enough to fly shuttlecraft through and weapon systems that looked like they belonged in orbital defense installations rather than spacecraft. "Admiral," Chancellor Mordeth managed, "your vessel is unprecedented in galactic history." Admiral Chun smiled warmly. "The Leviathan? She's actually one of our older designs. Built her about 60 years ago during our expansion phase. Mostly used for deep space exploration and humanitarian missions these days." "Humanitarian missions?" Velkar's voice cracked. "Oh yes, when colony worlds face natural disasters, asteroid impacts, stellar flares, that sort of thing, ships like the Leviathan can evacuate entire planetary populations. Her cargo holds can house 50 million people comfortably." Dr. Zeftal was frantically calculating. "Admiral, the energy requirements to move something of that mass are pretty substantial," Chin agreed. "That's why we went with fusion-assisted antimatter drives. Clean, efficient, and they give us good acceleration even at full displacement." "Full displacement?" Chancellor Mordeth asked weakly. "When we're carrying maximum cargo. Planets. Mostly if we need to relocate geological samples or preserve ecosystems. The Leviathan can fit about 6 Earth-sized worlds in her expanded cargo configuration." The council chamber had gone completely silent, except for the sound of several representatives hyperventilating. "Admiral," Chancellor Mordeth asked carefully, "what would you consider your actual military vessels?" Chin's expression became thoughtful. "Well, the Titan-class ships are really more like mobile cities. Our actual warships are much smaller, only about 50 kilometers long, more maneuverable for combat situations." She paused, noticing the stricken expressions on the alien faces. "Is everything all right? You all look like you've seen a ghost." In the depths of space, the UES Leviathan continued its peaceful patrol, unaware that its mere existence had just revolutionized galactic politics forever.